a Canadian radio sanctuary podcast.
My education, I got grade 10. I was kicked out of the house. I was forced to go to work when I was 15, 16 years old. So I was on my own since then. And I went logging. So I was a buckerman for a few years. I was a little bit everywhere. 17 years old, I went to started building log houses and cabins. Went down to Vancouver to do construction. Slept outside in the shop in the barn for 2 years doing construction down there. In the wintertime, no heat or power. Went home and I went seismic. I went to running chainsaw, but I've always wanted to carve.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got no history when it comes to art. I don't know how to draw. I just always wanted to carve. Every man dies, not every man lives, and I wanted to live. So I gave up a lucrative job. I was a consultant in the gas and oil industry as a dangerous tree faller, and I quit my job to go carving. And the last check I made was $14,000 for 2 weeks of work.
Wow.
So I had to really ask myself some serious questions, and where do I want to be with it, and I wanted to compete with some of the best carvers in the world. So I put myself up in that mentality of it, and I dug in deep. I gave myself a 2-year plan, of which I didn't exceed, but I got a good foot in the door, however.
Mm-hmm.
And I traveled 8 to 10 months out of the year is what I generally do, competing, except for COVID has hit, so everything has come to a standstill. I've been to the United States, all throughout Canada, obviously, and to Europe, which is Lithuania, Poland, and Germany, and it was a good run. And then COVID hit, so.
Now you're based at the moment. You're based in the Harrison Mills area, right?
I am, you bet, and it's a great location. It's perfect for me. I'm not in the city. You know, I'm a country boy at heart, and I'm down by the river there, and I have the lakeshore property at home, so it's a very fitting area for me. I truly do love it here. It's beautiful at home, but it's also beautiful here, so it's great.
Now is home Moberly Lake?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live there. I've got property, and I built my own place there with a sawmill. Sawmilled everything down, so I'm used to working the land, and I've always loved working with wood, with chainsaws and equipment and what have you. So this job is a perfect fit for me.
You were saying to me when we spoke last fall in person, and you were saying that I asked you about some other Indigenous artists who do what you do, chainsaw wood carving, but you said that some of them might take 3 months for one project to be completed, and you tend to do it much more quickly. Is that right?
So I am a First Nations, Indian, Native, and it needs to be clarified that I am not a traditional carver in a sense, whereas a traditional carver would have to be doing masks and traditional West Coast artwork. I have no idea how to do that work. I'm a power carver. I do it with chainsaws, and it's our job to get things done in 3.5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to hammer down. And so we do some big jobs in 3.5 days. That generally would take somebody, I don't know, a couple months. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what's expected from you when you go to an event and you're competing with some of the best in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you do beautiful work, and if people
Thank you.
if people want to see where you are exactly on Highway 7, if anyone knows where the Sasquatch pub and inn is, that's pretty much the area, right?
Yeah, right across the road, within 200 meters of the Sasquatch. Yeah, and if you want company, bring company, because I like to work. Everyone wants to visit, but I have to, stay concentrating on the task I have at hand. I do get a lot of interruptions in a day, and it's really making me not want to be in that area. Maybe just on the weekends because it's really hard to get work done sometimes.
Yes.
And I understand the work that I do is very appealing to the eye, and a lot of people have an interest because it is kind of exciting to see a chainsaw going and you're making things quick, if you will. And there's a lot of interest in it. I get that, and it's part of the job. So when we go to events, we are entertainers, if you will, and that's what we get paid to do, bring in a crowd and entertain. So
it is entertaining. Well, appreciate your time today, Randy. Is it okay if we refer people to your Facebook page, or do you have another?
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to anything or some type of carvings or anything to that effect, or photos of my work, please feel free to contact me at 250-401-3009, and I'd be more than happy to rifle off some photos to you.
Reading in Broadcast Dialogue magazine yesterday about a new Discovery Channel show hosted by Adam Beach called Cut Above. Are you part of that show at all?
So I did the interview with it. They've taken the contestants, and there were some small political aspects of it that I just told them that I wasn't interested in it at this time. And I did do the interview that I was at one point. It's been dragging on for a year now. And Adam Beach, I am familiar with. I think he came over to my place up in Moberly, and he did a video shoot there as well. So I think that might be in the works for me, but right now I'm just concentrating on other factors in my life. I might, if I feel that I am ready for it in the next season, I might apply again. So
okay.
I won't be on it this season. I do probably know all of the carvers on there. I know all of the carvers that were on Carver Kings and Saw Dogs, and I've competed with all of them. Some of them are very good friends, and some of them have even been to my events and competed at my chainsaw carving event. Okay.
Thanks for your time, and I'll pop by again soon and see you. And I won't interrupt you for too long.
That's fine. Yeah, all good. All is well.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Take care, Randy. Thank you very much.
You as well.
Okay.
Bye-bye.